I am surrounded not only by county officials, other town officials, village officials. We're in a community because there is a true attack going on suburbia by the governor. And we are here saying we are not going to let take place what the governor is trying to do, hiding legislation in her budget that will literally destroy the fabric of suburbia, not only here in Nassau County, but in Suffolk County and across our state. The governor is attempting to basically mandatorily require anybody who wants it to put an accessory unit on their house, literally giving anybody the authority and taking away from the elected officials. Well, we are not standing for it. We are not going to take it, and we're unified, all of us together, taking part here today. This is the governor's budget, and this legislation, oh, it's not even? 1/10 of the budget. And it's tucked away well down here in the middle of this for almost nobody to see. But thankfully, we have a true policy wonk in Tom McKevitt who sat up one night and went through at least the first phase of this. But you know what, Tom? You deserve recognition, and we appreciate you for opening the eyes up for everybody across this region, because if any of you do not know, and Tom will correct me, they tried to legislate this in the last 2 years, and it never got out of the legislature. It sat in committee. So what the governor is trying to do is get around the legislative process, circumvent all of our voices out here, and be sneaky. As elected officials, we are out asking our residents to join us. We are outraged. The fact that this legislation would take the approval process away from your locality. As a matter of right, you could get a permit, I believe, in 90 days. 90 days to get a permit without the town or a village or a county or any entity having any true oversight on it. And this, ladies and gentlemen, you think it's tough now. You think the schools are crowded now. Like I said, you think these roads are packed. You think these parks are overburdened. You think water usage is going to go up. It all will. It all will. And at the end of the day, it'll cost taxpayers more.
It will turn our neighborhoods into the overcrowded urban centers that our residents fled to come here. From overcrowded classrooms to compromising public safety, this will wreak havoc on the quality of education. It will destroy our environment and increase, as a matter of fact, double the carbon footprint. This radical policy will decimate the suburban quality of life and guarantee property taxes will go through the roof. How can they do that to us? Destroying the quality of education while making it far more expensive.
The town of North Hempstead is known for its beautiful tree-lined streets, safe and quiet neighborhoods, environmental responsibility, and a commitment to a uniquely suburban quality of life. But if allowed to pass, the proposal contained in Governor Hochul's budget would drastically change all of that. This is a direct attack on our suburban communities. Local zoning control is the bedrock of local government and gives us the ability to determine zoning that is consistent with the character of our communities. Governor Hochul's one-size-fits-all approach cannot be allowed to stand.
It's an attack on the suburbs, it's an attack on suburban way of living, and we're not going to tolerate it. And while the county has little to do with land use, that is the province of towns and villages. And this is a power grab by New York City politicians, and we're not going to take it. We're going to stand up to it. And these great elected officials who are here, they will mobilize the people in their communities. They will not be silent. They will make their voices heard, and those voices will be heard from here in East Meadow all the way to Albany.
We're here because we need to ensure that decisions on zoning and changes in zoning stay within our communities. They should not be decided by Governor Hochul or anybody else in the state of New York. As villages, communities, and cities, we need to make our own decisions and ensure that those decisions are protected. So thank you, everyone, for coming out today. We stand and we fight together.
These progressive policies will destroy our county, our suburban quality of life, just as they are destroying the city of New York and cities throughout this country. Again, I'd like to thank our legislator, Tom McKevitt, for pointing this out. In a 10-foot high stack of budget documents where it was hidden. And if the government thought that she could pander to the progressives and sneak this in, she was wrong. We're going to fight her every step of the way, and the people's voice will be heard.
It says there you can't enforce your open space requirements. Just get rid of it completely. It's the reason why people leave the city to come to here for a great place for their children to grow up, and this destroys it entirely. So when you look at the details of this, it gets worse and worse the more you look at it, and that's why we're unifying against it today. Thank you.
That's why I said it's not just the living, it's the costs associated with this. Let it be environmental, let it be the toll on our sewers, on our water, our great law enforcement that will require even more. You know, that adds up, but the city doesn't care. And this is an attack, and that's why we are unified. We are starting the pushback. We are reaching out to the governor. We are asking the residents to call the governor and join bipartisan efforts, because that's what they are now, bipartisan efforts to stop this now.